Thank you so much for joining us here Sunday night. It is a great night to go racing at the World Center of Racing. I'm joined in the booth here by my good friend there, Kay. Kay, I'm so glad to be back with you there, man. We are in for quite a show. Tonight we have the Daytona 500 for CFRL. This is their first big race, one that's going to start their season here. We have 21 talented drivers, all with a shot to win here. And Kay, you might be keeping an eye on one in particular.
Yeah, the old buddy of ours, old Tegan Jones, he's a returning champion from the past season. So he drives his old 4 Bush machine. So we'll kind of see which Bush scheme he picked out today.
We're going to have 100 laps to describe to you guys here tonight. It will be set in manual stages. Each of the first stage is going to be 20 laps before a giant 60 lapper to end this one. Stage points will be available. Kate, I don't know if you've actually gotten the invite. Have you gotten the invite yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Looks like they are still waiting to go green here.
Oh, there it is right there. So I don't think we need to join yet. But
yeah, they said do not take it yet. All right. Well, I mean, I, having just actually come off of a shift from Daytona, I can tell you this. Daytona never disappoints. Earlier today, we had the Rolex 24 Hours, and congratulations in order to that 60 car for the DPI. They did a phenomenal job. I don't know all the drivers off the top of my head, but I do know my man, Helio Castroneves. He was able to pilot that to victory lane there, driving that last stint, so that was really good to see. But Daytona, always a place where we can expect the best and the most out of this action.
Like to try.
All right, so we're just moments away from dropping the green flag. Gives me a chance to check in on the lobby. Let you guys know at home, for any of those that are watching here, exactly what tonight's event will be. It's a 50% race times 2. It will be manual stages, as I said that, and these guys will have to make a pit stop, I believe, during that last stint. So let's go ahead and join. We might be getting to this all in progress. Yeah, you can go ahead and accept and join. Forgive me if I butcher anyone's name, right? I was just handed this race literally 2 hours ago.
You ain't alone.
So, this is a brand new time for me, and I hope you guys will enjoy what you hear. What we decide to describe.
How do you like your new NASCAR job there, Alex?
I love my job. My job is great. It's just so awesome. As we join, I think this is going to be a manual. What do you call it?
They usually do a pace lap, because they do like single car qualifying, I believe.
That'll be good. So that'll give us a chance to get ready here. But yeah, as far as my job, I absolutely love it. It's my dream. I got to actually help cut some of the victory lane celebration with some of the cameras that were showing the fans. So that's pretty cool. And I get to do that for the Clash. So hopefully I don't mess up in front of a bunch of people, because that is actually what do you call it? I'll be handling the graphics for that, like during driver intro. So hopefully I get all this stuff done. I'm so excited for next week. I mean, NASCAR is back starting next week. We have racing on the track here, folks. It'll be great. So glad again you could join us here tonight for this virtual action here. So we all have Daytona right in our window.
This is our appetizer.
Exactly. So congratulations in order for that 88 car. B. Bradley, 88 Jr., doing a great job there.
Let's see who's in the one. Oh, we got Mind Killer starting beside him. Predator in 3rd. KD 3 and 4. Sporty Logic is 1 and 5th. Mike Man in 6th. Harris, and here we go. They're going to line her up.
The Daytona 500, always a crown jewel event for the guys in the real world. We'll see who can conquer it virtually here tonight. The green flag is out. The 88 of Bradley hard on the gas, and they're off, heading into turn number 1.
24 is pushing him out a little bit. If I can get back to him. With the help of the 00, them Chevys already lined up on the bottom.
Yeah, you can
And
see
the
more
high
cars
line
actually
and-
beginning to bail out of that high lane as everybody's trying to get up to speed here.
And the high line will work. I raced another league in Daytona. And I won the race on the high line, so we all ran the Dell line for about 10, 15 laps. So you get the right people up there, you can make it happen. Oh, the 41 letting the 9 in. Oh, he might be getting with his teammate before.
Also saw the 24 and the 88 car break apart a little bit, but going to leave the first lap is going to be the 88 and 24 car now back hard on his back bumper. Here, side by side, and there's another Hendrick Chevrolet there just behind them, battling for third place. Trying to get in tow with his teammates.
Oh, 9 slides up in front of the 41, but 41's being nice, lets him back down, since it's only lap 2. And then behind the 41 is about 5-6 rows deep of double wide racing here at Talladega. I mean, not Talladega, Daytona. A little ahead of the game.
So far, bow tie friendly up front. The 88 and the 24 continuing to lead the way. The 00 just in front, trying to break up what is going to be a Hendrick Truo if that 9 car can break in front of that 00. Just behind them, you see Tegan, that Jones boy, who we are on board, doing a little bit of that accordion effect just behind these guys. You see how they snake one another, and now, frightfully, everybody is trying to get to the bottom line. And the 18 car is going to be the last one to that party.
And the 2 got booted out, so they'll be dropping like flies to the back.
It always amazes me, that kind of dynamic there, Cade, where you can, hey, you're suddenly too wide, everybody's all, racing, and then suddenly you're not paying attention, you're going backwards in a hurry because you're the last one on that bottom line.
You ain't got that good old stuff. You ain't got the air to pull you. That 14's getting booted down the line now. Funny thing is, JB in the 41 car, we also know him as well. I didn't know he was racing this league with these guys. So
on board with that 41 car, taking a look at the top 5 just in front of him. He sees nothing but bow ties. They occupy the first front 4 positions.
Oh, the 14 about wrecked the 5 in the back, but they straighten it out. Oh,
there's the 18 car
moving.
Trying to take
18 looks like he don't want to ride around this track. He wants to get up front and make some moves.
That's bad fast. Doing all he can, but with nobody in his rearview mirror, as we see contact between the 8 and the 41 just ahead of this battle.
Yep.
He's able to get back in line.
And bow ties are just leading the way with some Fords right behind them, but there's a bunch of bow ties. Those like the Fords are outnumbered in this race. Looks like Chevy is the main manufacturer, so that might come into play later on in this shindig.
Definitely not out of the question here when you come to Daytona or a track like such as Talladega, where manufacturer loyalty is so prevalent here. You really need the assistance of your drafting partners here at Daytona. As you see, wow, this bottom lane, when it gets to be so big like this, you really get people stacking up, moving. That's a cause for concern. That's usually when we shout trouble in the corner.
KD's in the team. Oh, the 48 now. Got 18 got him a friend in the 48 now. Oh,
yeah, but that 37 car not doing a good job keeping the bottom lane.
The 4's coming up. Would they? Oh, never mind. The 4 come back down. 8's now leading the top. They can get some more help. Oh, there goes the 4 up top. Oh, no,
the 4 car, but now they're suddenly 3 wide. They were unable to maintain that momentum that you had.
Lost a big MO.
Oh, it was a little hard at the 4 car. A big hit.
Oh, that's gonna hurt him. He loses the draft. He might be. Or did he lose the draft? No,
he's just right behind the 5 there. Thankfully, he's hung on, but there's some damage to the right side of that 4 car.
Definitely. Yep. The 5 and the 4 have lost the draft. It looks like 11. They work together, they can catch back up to 11, but looks like the 41 is moving up, out of line. Might be falling back to go get his teammate.
All that stemmed from that outside line and just failing to really organize right there, how quickly things can change. I mean, it wasn't, the 4 car was inside the top 5 when he made that move, trying to jump to the outside, and now he's nowhere near the lead pack.
Now we got the 8 and 37 all beating and banging on each other.
And the problem that we see here at Daytona running on NASCAR Heat 5 is the fact that these guys are not holding perhaps the cleanest of lines. If anybody is going to have an issue right there, it can really accordion back and just tell with these guys. Are we surprised to see how aggressive these guys are at bumping one another here early?
Well, I mean, it's Daytona. You're going to have to bump draft and try to wake your way up there. But if you're all just going to ride the bottom, I mean, people just don't know their let-off points, honestly. You got to know the person when they let off in front of you and try to coordinate that. But there's a lot of people that just believe this track is full throttle, but it's really not. It's more of a give and take with that throttle.
Another thing that could be contributing a little bit to that stack up is the fact that 00 car just ahead really is not on the back bumper of the 24 car, and that could be stacking up these guys just a little bit. But if I'm, seeing this, if I'm the 9, if I'm the 41, or excuse me, the 10 car, or the 1, our outside pole sitter right there who's been able to rebound inside the top 10 here, I'm keeping an eye on that. Perhaps I'm not trying really that hard to be on his back bumper, considering he is kind of controlling that distance. He's the only one that I'm seeing actually kind of use that to his advantage. And why not? If you're going to be at the bottom of the racetrack, you can save some fuel like that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that when pit stops come around, 88 and 24 are probably going to have to be the first ones to pit, because they're just pushing each other away. And usually when you're the lead car, you don't save fuel very well.
The lead car is using every bit of fuel by being out front, as we see the 10 car get nudged out.
Sliding up, but he probably got budged, like you said. We got like 2 packs right now. We got the 11, the 5, the 4, and the 41 all back here, but they're sort of getting left behind because this pack up here. But if this pack can race a little bit, and they can stay close together, they can catch up. But 18's still moving.
Yeah. Doing all he can. He was trying to aid the 48 car briefly there on that
37,
outside.
16, and 42, but now they move back in line.
Looking back as we see the 00 almost. Oh, look at that! The 00 and in the wall goes the 14. We were on board with the 9 car and had a perfect view of why that happened up front. The 9, the 00 car, the 9 has to let out. That message got transferred back in the worst way possible for the 14 car. He just couldn't handle that push, and that was a perfect vision of that move and why we see those wrecks here at Daytona because of that.
Well, the bow ties basically have taken over the top 7 spots. And that might have been part of the plan. Boot the 14 out and let's work together and ride.
Thankfully, the 14...
Oh, the 48. Oh, my Lord.
They are
what
really
is
stacking
on?
up there because some of these guys are up front that are just not really all over it. Now, here's my thing here. We can talk about this more where I go from, commentator to the driver. If I'm content on being in the bottom lane here, as we see the 8 car just smack the wall heading through the tri-oval. If I'm trying to save fuel, then perhaps my position up front doesn't mean as much. Maybe I'm letting those guys know that, hey, I don't need to be up here or something. Maybe I'm trying to give way, but to that extent, there's also 2 lanes. There's no reason why everybody has to be at the bottom of the racetrack. So I see both ways here. If you're going to be mid-pack and you want to go, start using that other lane and start getting these guys to rally with you.
The thing is, that backpack might be catching up to them a little bit. But they keep swerving and hitting the apron and hitting people. So.
Yeah.
But
we are getting down to what will be
not very,
the last couple of laps right here.
The backpack's getting spread apart now. So, but 16 has the draft. So,
the 9 seems to be committed to the 00 strategy right here. He's had the shot to go up underneath, and he's still trying to be in line. So if that message, or if I see that up front,
my Lord, the 00 is all over the place.
If I see that, and you have to forgive me, I didn't know if this was a custom race setup, but these things, as far as on NASCAR Heat 5, when you don't have a lot of fuel, that car does get light. It gets a little harder to control here.
I believe they just run sliders.
I've had that happen in my, what do you call it, custom setup. So if this is a slider, then maybe not as dramatic, but if you lay off and the car just suddenly goes to the right, not a lot of weight with that fuel being used up.
Also depends on the draft settings they use.
All right, so who is going to be that first person to try and make a move?
Don't look like anybody. It's just right around the bottom. Oh, the 9 gets walled.
He got perhaps bumped out of line, and Mike Man is going to the back. Damage on the right side of that 9 car as well. You have to wonder, was he shoved out of the way, perhaps by the 1?
Well,
now right on the back bumper of the 00. So far, no one's been able to get around the 24 and the 88, but yeah.
And the 14's falling back to the 14. Oh, the 16 might be lagging a little bit. So the 14 is now in the back of the pack.
In mind that the stage is going to end here, and actually I need to get to try and see exactly when that is. So excuse me, I looked that up on the picture. I think I was able to send it. We might be getting down to the end of this here. Yeah, well, by my calculation, we have 3 laps to go here. So.
Dang, it would have been 17 laps. Hot now. Up 2's getting moving up. No help. Oh, 48 moves up. Or got moved out of line.
All right, so taking a look from the 88 car, so far no one's been able to make a move. The 00, they've been able to save. No. They needed to save a little bit of fuel in order, I believe, to make it toward the very end. It'll be 2 laps to go. The 24 car staying faithful to the back bumper of his teammate. As we see a little bit of commotion going on, the 48 car, he took a look to the high side there, jumped back in line. 2 laps to go. Pit road's going to be closed this time by. So no one's going to be able to have to go. They're going to need to make sure they make it on fuel.
If you're going to make the move, man, you better start building it now. Because you don't want to wait till the last lap. But looks like everybody's just going to be like, well, I'll wait till the last lap.
We'll see what happens so far. No movement, no new movement up front. The 88 and the 24 continuing to lead this pack with 1 to go, coming to the end of stage 1, this time by.
And the 8, the 2, and the 16 all going to the top, but they have no help.
00 still on the back bumper.
Oh.
And the 1, as we see a little bit of commotion
the 10
there.
Might be building a run.
The 4 as well, just in front.
10 might be building a run on the 1.
Oh, 00 hit the apron right there. A little bit of lag in the checkup. That's going to break up that
there's all over the place.
There's only 3 wide.
The
the 18 car to the bottom of the racetrack.
Goes up the block. The 88, the 88's in the wall. We got
3
wide to the lead. Here comes the 10. They're bumping, they're banging.
The 24 car gets to the inside. Here comes the 10 in a dramatic roll reversal. He helped his teammate all except the last lap. Here comes the 21. Will it be enough? No.
Got it.
Stage 1 ends with the 24 up front and the 10 car. Excuse me, I said the 21 there. But it's going to be OT9 Predator getting it done in stage 1 after they were suddenly 3 wide when the 00 made a move to the outside.
The 88 went up to block the 00, and then he must either got too big of a bump or just car didn't turn, and he went to the wall, and Predator kept her on the bottom and just took her away.
At that point, with so much commotion, that was going to happen. The bottom was eventually going to be working out. He happened to be in the right place at the right time. We fall under caution here for the first time here tonight. A little bit of a lag 88. There, the 88.
Yep.
Up high.
Oh, they're
Pit
manual.
road's going to be open
manual
this
stages?
time by. Yeah, these are manual.
Oh, okay.
Pit road's going to be
So
open this time by. The 88 car goes back in line.
So it's the 24, the 10, the 00.
Yep.
Let's see. Who's behind him? The 1? Yeah, then the 1, the 48, the 88, 42, 37, 18, and the 2, I think all them stage points maybe. If I did my math right.
I believe that would be the top 10. All right, so pit stops are going to be happening here, and that's going to give me just a break there. I'm going to take a break to it real quick. I'll be right back.
And we're on pit road here. We're on up front with the 24 car. It looks like they're on the right side. The crew chief said that they ain't going to make any adjustments to that car. I think they're just going to try to build up some air pressures and just send her back out there. They love that stage win. Now we're going to shift to the 10 right behind him. He almost had that stage win. They think they're going to make it a little bit tighter. Put some little tape in her, mess with the air pressure. Then the 24 comes off, and the 8 car as well. That's a big gain for the 8. He might have took 2. Not really sure, because he was back in the pack a little bit, I believe, but we'll see. So we got the 08 car. Looks like he might have beat the 24. Not really sure. Unless it's 24. Nope, that looks like 24 beat him. So we got the 24, the 8, the 10, the maybe 00. Oh, we got, oh, yep, 00, 48, 88, 42, 1 car. Let's get back up here so I can see it. We got the 37, 18 behind the 1, 2 and the 9 behind them. Then we got the 16 and the 4, the 14 and the 11, and then rounding out the field with the 5 and the 41. So it looks like the 10 car and the SHR is the only one staying up front, while the others are in the back just riding around.
We'll see what happens here as we are set to get stage 2 underway. Another 20 laps going to be the making of this stage. Saw that full fuel run was 24 laps, so don't know necessarily why people were trying to save fuel there, keep off, but we'll see what happens here, as they will definitely be able to make it coming toward the end of stage 2. 24 car with the best seat in the house. He's hard on the loud pedal through the Geico restart zone, and we are back under green.
And the top line is in their vacation sleep mode because they did not go.
No, spoiled the party very much so for that entire outside lane made by that 8 car up front.
Oh, the 14 and 18 are bumping and banging in the back, and they're looking like all swerving Irvins hitting the apron and whatnot.
Yeah, that was
yeah, the 8 car, he's he filled in the hole, but he dropped from what, 2nd to about 12th. And felt bad for the 1 car because he dropped from, I think, about 4th or 6th all the way to the back of the line.
That is unfortunate there because that has all but destroyed any valuable effort, at least up front, to try and make that 2nd lane work early. Wow, the 37 car with a big moment through the trial. And I'm telling you, he had to crank that wheel hard to the left to keep it from shooting out into the wall, and he's continuing to lose spots.
He's still getting... He's still trying to find the wall. They must have made a bad adjustment on that hot rod.
Don't know if it was a bad adjustment, but it was
the outside pole
smooth.
center for Daytona might have lost the draft. Oh,
yeah, that 37 car, perhaps the 37 is trying to help him a little bit, provide a link. But
well, the 37's losing the draft too, so.
Very much so. That could be spelled bad news
for
our
the
pole
18
center.
and the 16. Try to make something to happen on top about mid-pack. Looks like the bottom line is the right line today.
We'll see
Yeah,
what
the 18-16 fell back in the hole. And then we got Back up front, Predator, KD3, and then I believe the 48 is, let's find him again, Weasel.
Oh,
the 10,
the 10 did lag, or the 24 lagged, one of the two. That kind of
into the 42, the 18, and the 4 taking advantage of it. Look at them in the back trying to get something happening. They're trying to make a top line back there. Oh, they got another person joining them. Oh, no, they fell back down. Oh, 4 car just left the 18 high and dry. Oh, somebody slowed the 16. Oh, the 14 and the 4 moving up. Trying to make some stage points back up from not having any in stage 1.
All right, so let's take a look and see if the 88 can try and get in touch back with his teammates there.
He's right in front of the 4. Oh, the 18 just put the 16 in the wall. Yeah, the 16 has completely lost the draft and has damage on the front of his car.
And big crash! There it is, in front of the pack!
Oh,
it's the 10!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's people in the grass. 14 didn't almost cobbled the inside wall.
Big hit to the 10 car, and multiple cars have damage because suddenly the 10, perhaps with a big lag spike, got pushed to the outside wall, and it was on from there.
I was watching from the back there. I just saw cars scatter, and I was like, whoa. Well, I was like, if you can get to the lead, that might be the safest place to be today.
That was a big moment there. Don't know exactly who all had damage, but the first car I saw sideways, and that's the tail end, he was second in line. That would be KD35. It's a big issue through the tri-oval. It's often the lightest part of this track, where I've heard other competitors say if you could reach out and physically touch one of these cars through that section of the speedway, you can spin them out. It's just treacherous getting these cars on that little of banking at that high rate of speed they are traveling.
Yeah, that was not the faint of a heart. You can even ask Ryan Newman about it.
So this is going to allow pit road to be on, but the 10,
we have
the
people
16,
stay out. Oh,
I do see some people decide to stay out.
And we got some.
The first one is going to be the 4 and the 11.
Yep. And we had all the Hendrick Chevy stay out. Oh, the 2 Fords stayed out in 3rd. Let's see, the 1 stayed out, 9 stayed out, 14 stayed out, 00. I think that's it. And the rest are in pit road. 37, 16. Somebody coming in late behind them. A 5. Looks like 37 took 2. 42's in pit road. Damage, it looks like. 8's in pit road. And they're all back out on the track.
Alright, so we should be able to go green this time, but I'll take a look at our in-race reporter, Keegan, who I was riding on board, just to see exactly how many laps we have left to go.
14, maybe?
I believe just that.
13, 14.
Looks like the 24 car is going to elect to start on the outside. Perhaps allow that 48 car.
Yeah,
the inside to control that.
Down.
Yeah, exactly. Which, if I'm that 00 car, who has been my closest competition, we've seen him. He is not afraid to make a move when it counts most on that last lap. So if I can dispose of him, putting on the racer hat, that will be a big moment, perhaps in this race, to keep that track position ahead of that 00 car. He's gonna have his work cut out for him.
Yep.
His outside line has failed to materialize at all on these starts.
Yep, there we go. Back on the green.
Coming to the Geico restart zone.
And
here comes the 24.
that was a slow start.
Maybe they called it off.
Yep, they might have called off. Oh, are they stopping? We might have a red flag here, folks.
Oh, interesting. We'll try to figure out why that is. As we now get going.
I think that was a salute, maybe? I don't know. Or everybody just stopped to make sure nobody was listed on their screen, or I don't know.
I'll tell you this: some people got damage out of that. I don't know if everybody was expecting to come to the stop, or somebody did not put on board before. He actually has a little bit of damage to the rear end during that move. So obviously they have waved off that restart. We will be going green this time by. Trainer kind of heading up the rear in that 5 car.
Yeah, he's been back there all day. He's really not made any ground up.
He's actually off the track right there. Sorry, that is my dog in the background. Working from home woes.
Yeah. Can't get the laps up on this thing. Just a few of them gauge up.
All right, getting set for the restart. We expect 48 in the 24 car. 24 actually has control of the restart here. So we expect him to immediately switch lanes. Can't switch lanes before the start-finish line, but as soon as
look at that double
you get
zero
there,
up on him. Double zero won't get up there with him.
That might be able to help him. He puts
and
that 24 car there. It gets right on his rear bumper,
with him.
trying to get down with him.
No. Up.
Whoa, and they did.
Wow.
So a big moment by that double zero car in front of 48.
But the 14, 1, and 42 will be moving to the back.
But
moved to zero. Oh, man.
The double zero once again looked like he had that outside lane. Maybe the 48 car, perhaps there's some, what do you call it, manufacturer loyalty going on right there, because I would not expect that 24 car to help that double zero. And that 48 car seems to be doing the same as well.
Yeah, they might be friends now, but when it comes down to it, they ain't no friends anyway.
Coming across the stripe, and this time I'll be able to tell you exactly how much time we have left. No, it won't. Looks like I clicked the wrong thing on my phone there. Well, we'll find out.
30 laps.
Soon, yeah.
30 laps.
We're working lap 31.
We started lap 30. Yeah, lap 31. So 70 to go, 10 to go on the stage.
Big lead by the 24 car there. That double zeros. Oh, hard in the wall goes the 11.
Oh, he's falling back. He's got damage.
Harrisplex was a big moment through turn 3 and 4. And there's no question about that there, Kate. I definitely do suspect he had damage to that car. That was an incredibly hard hit. And I don't know if that was, he fell victim perhaps to one of those accordion like effects wrecks we've been talking about all night long. I think that was exactly a case of that. That or perhaps somebody being shoved out. We take a look to the high side. Here comes the 18 and the 4.
Yeah, they're trying to do
wow,
that,
there's the 37. They're 4 wide.
Oh, they're three.
This
three.
is exactly
in the wall once again.
This is exactly
they're gonna wreck
what we saw here with the 18. Oh, Kate, let's not talk over one another though.
Oh yeah. Get too much exciting things going on there.
It's fine. I just want to make sure that we're not just yelling over one another. All right, so we take a look through all that commotion there. The 4 was actually able to carry on, and he's once again fighting hard in the outside lane with our outside pole sitter, the 1. Working together, they brought help with that 14.
There's a big wreck in the back. The 8, a 41, 42.
Yes.
Oh, it's turning into a huge one. Holy moly, the 41, 11, the 37, the 16, all clattered each other in the back. The 41 is, oh man, that car is damaged. That good-looking car is damaged. And they're all slowing down for a caution. Lord have mercy.
Stewart Hoff Racing, once again, the victims in
The
this
11,
pile-up.
11 is damaged. 16 looks like to be in the wreck again.
Saw the 41, I believe the 41 car that time had a big hit to the outside. I see a lot of damage. He was unable to keep up with these guys, so that would tell me he fell the most victimized in that crash. And like I said, he might have been the star of the last one. I think it was the 41 or the 10. They're both actually very similarly have driven a great paint scheme.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. Probably.
Well, so far it hasn't helped either one of them because they both have damage.
They're just beating in the fenders a little bit, just making it a little bit more aero resistant. Luckily, these NASCAR pit crews on these games are like the Mr. Clean crew from NASCAR 05 and 06.
You know, I never played that game. I didn't get to play 05 and 06 there. I got 04. 04 was definitely one of my favorites. I missed that. I missed the consequence of being involved in a wreck and you actually losing spots. Back then you could race back to the caution.
Oh man, a little football update. The 49ers are up on the Rams 10-7.
How many?
4:20 to go in the third.
In the third, so we are in overtime. Or halftime at least. Overtime.
Yep. About to start the fourth.
I was surprised Kansas City Chiefs did not make it. Only because I have never heard of the other team. I was so a little bit of my just why I am definitely a NASCAR fan and not a football fan. I had no idea what that team was until literally this week. I'm like, who are these people? Why do they look like tigers? Well, I'm going to know now.
Oh, Joey Burrow, baby. Joey Burrow making his name known.
Definitely, and rightfully so. It broke through in a big way. Like I said, I had no idea that team existed. Getting ready for another restart here. Don't know if there was caution flags, if there's such a thing as no more manual yellows after such a lap here in this.
Probably is.
So we'll see what happens here. They're going to have under 10 to go here.
Well, it seems to be the Hendrick show down here in Daytona.
And the double zero and the 24. This is going to be interesting here. I'll see if there's going to be some sort of what we saw the last time. Will the 48 car be able to stay right in the back bumper? Does the double zero allow that to happen? It seems like there has been some Hendrick loyalty between the double zero and the 24, the 48 and the 9.
He's got his teammate behind him, so. And I tell you, that 4 car is going to push that double zero because he ain't going to let that crap happen.
So right now, the 4's been able to make up the most
here at Daytona.
As they get across the stripe. The double zero car still bottlenecking a little bit of that inside lane. And here comes the 24 and the 48.
They come. Oh man, they're bouncing off the. Oh man.
Well, but you see what that does, and I would be upset there, the roadblock, because you have nowhere to go between the 4, the 1, or anything.
He got up to third. Well, where'd he come from?
Yeah, that's how much of a gap that double zero created, getting behind, or allowing the 24 and the 48 car to change lanes. It even allowed the 2 to get in between them.
88 and 42 are up high. trying to make something happen, but they have no friends.
Yeah, I've just not seen that. I've yet to see the 00 actually on the bumper of anybody in front of him. He's been getting the most clean air, second to the leader out front.
Yeah, for real. I don't know. He might have a fast car, but he just might not have a car fast and like suck up wise. Oh, but he's getting a push from the 4 though. They're making moves from the top.
Here comes the 18 as well. He's not been afraid to go to the outside. Well. Those Bush brothers were working together.
But they fooled him. Oh, everybody moved back down though.
Yeah, coming to 3 to go in the stage, and I believe that would probably be the last time we would have any manual yellow. Wow, the 00. This is going to stack him up.
8's on apron. Oh, Lord.
They did a good job.
Oh, my moly.
We're taking a look from behind the 00.
Oh, man. It is.
This will give you a good view of exactly if that 00 car goes to the outside. He does. But the 4 fills that spot, and now the 00 left on the high side with no drafting assistance. The 4 car has been shuffled out.
He is going to the back. That's when you say, "Where are my friends?"
2 to go. And you're right, he has found none. He barely gets in front of the 88 car, now that stacks him up. And now the 88 is forced to the high lane because of that move. That was our pole setter. He's going to the back.
That's just something how fast Daytona can change. The 88 was leading this race. And then after stages, he just drops to the back. Oh, the 4's trying to get around the 2. He slid
4 got back in line. Dude, give him on the Ford. The Fords of the 2 and the 4, you would think they'd be working together right here, but the 2 so far on the back bumper.
Coming to the white flag for the stage, right?
Yep. Right along bad fast there. That 2 still on the back bumper. Here comes Jones. He takes a look to the high side. Yep. Help from the 18. The question is, does the 1 go with him? The 37 car is going to fill that hole.
37, yep. They ain't going to have room.
And the inside line still has a lot more numbers as they touch out of turn 2.
Yep. Nope. They're dropping back too.
That spoils the party for the Jones as they are all but touched down the backstretch. Here comes another move made by the 1.
The 18.
They are 3 wide in front. Or just behind these guys as the 2 tries to root out the 48 car.
14's in the wall, but 24.
It won't be enough for the dynamic.
Winner. Oh, they're spinning in the back. The 24 wins stage 2, and the 88 takes a tumble.
Okay, so you're doing a great job there, man. I can't commentate as well there too if you're gonna be all over this as well. We're not meshing together. I'm sorry. I know that.
Too much excitement.
I know. I gotta have you a little calm down here a little bit. But yeah, the 24 car, he won it. He did win it.
With his teammate, the 48. Hendrick highs and lows. Goes from a wreck car to the stage win. All right. I'll be back. Gotta check on some laundry. All right, we're back. Oh.
All right, race fans, welcome back here to the Daytona 500. This is Group CFRL doing a great job here tonight with 60 laps to go in the Great American Race. So far, both stages have been won by that 24 car, but some dramatic strategy has shuffled the running order in hopes of the 8 and the 11. These cars are pretty well used up. You can see everybody just around that 24 car has had some sort of issue here tonight as we get ready for the third and final stage underway. The 8 back up front with the 11 who gets back in line. That traps the 24 car, our stage 1 and stage 2 winner. Once again on the high side. This time, how will he fare out?
Well, it's interesting to see some newcomers to the front with the 8, 11, and 5, which are all in the back.
Oh, so a little bit of the 14 actually getting to the outside wall just behind this pack.
Yeah, 11's going for the lead, but the 24 trying to do something on the top, but I don't know if he can or not.
Behind his teammate as they're suddenly 3 wide. There is our outside pole sitter, the one who gets brushed into the outside wall after contact with the 9. He gathers it up, but now suddenly he's free falling deep in this field. Can he get back in line without losing the draft? I think he will. Meanwhile, the 2 on the outside lane trying to help out with more comers in the form of the 11. Doing a great job. Keep in touch. This is the best we've seen that high lane outside all day long.
Yep, 11 led that lap, I believe.
Now they have the momentum. The question is, can they keep it? With more, if they get more organized on the bottom of the racetrack there, suddenly the 4-car draft is not going to be able to contend with most of the field on the bottom lane. And the 2 nipping the wall in turn 3.
5 in the wall.
There goes the 5.
Well, what was on the high line disappears as fast as it gets made.
Just like that. One lap, you're a hero. The next, a 0.
Which is basically Daytona. You're either hero or 0 or taking home a very crunched up car with no trouble.
Yeah. You probably, that would cover most of the entire field, I think. That one sentence.
Except for the 24, he might be able to
he
use
might
his
be
car
the hero.
Yeah.
He might be that hero there. He definitely has the cleanest car, and there's no question why, because it's been up front. These guys behind him, some battle scars.
So we got the 8 car leading the field right now, followed by the 48. Who's in 3rd?
Ooh, I see a lag once again out of the, I believe, a little bit, perhaps that 00 or some effect of the field just being on the bottom lane.
Well, we got 4 Chevys leading the field, with a Ford in 5th, a Tiguan. Then his partner, and it's been a Toyota already, so the 11 it seems like. He's back in 6th.
Let's also talk a little bit about strategy here, Kate. These guys went back to green with 60 laps, make that 59 to go. These guys can make it on 23 laps of fuel, perhaps stretch it to about 25 if you are saving a lot of fuel being deep in this field. Now, by my calculations, that means that these guys will have to make not 1, but 2 pit stops here.
Yep. Well, you better be. Oh, the 14's in the wall in the back. Oh, he come back down in front of the 00. And they both are saying goodbye to the old draft. But yeah, going back to strategy, I'd better be dialing up my old spotter and telling him to go talk to the people around me like, hey, what kind of laps you got left and what needs to go down so I have some teammates going into pit road here.
Riding on board with Mind Killer, who just behind him is at 16. Danger just losing touch with that lead pack. He is right behind that too, but really needs some assistance here. Trying to get caught back up. I think he will as they start to stack up in front of him. But that was a moment that we were on board with Mind Killer. He really desperately needed to stay tied in. Both the 14 And who was that just behind him? To go through this field. Sorry, there's 21 cars, so
5.
both of those guys had hit the wall.
No, the double zeros in the front pack, so it must be the 5. That 5 car has not had the luck this yet.
No, you're right. That the double zero car, remember, he was shuffled out as well. He's never been able to regain some of that lost ground yet. He and the 88, in fact, was a bad block by the double zero car. Not a block, but a desperate move to try and get back in line. That kind of shuffled the 88 car back with him as well. So these are guys that we know have fast cars, need to get up front.
11 got shuffled out there too by that 24. Well, the earlier incident for the 41, and he made his way back up into the top 8.
Yeah, Trainer in the 14. How about the 37 car? He was one of those guys earlier today, had that big save in the trial.
Yeah,
he's up to third place.
Team got that car tightened up, and the 41 gets booted out of line and dropping to the rear. Well, the 2 and 18 have been the only two really that have been up and down the track the whole day trying to make something happen. Everybody else has been like, well, we'll just ride the bottom.
See what happens here. It's usually been the safest move. Protect your bottom lane and protect that track position. Nobody can get up under you here. It's double yellow serves as that barrier.
41 and 2 got in the wall. Trying to form something on the top.
The 9 and the 37 entering the trial almost got hooked together.
The 9 might win 37 if he wants to take it. But nope, he's going to push him.
Here comes Gar in the 42 car. We're on board with. He's the only car on that outside lane right now currently. Trying to look for some assistance. He'll find some in the form of the 16. But not enough.
Do you know if they did the win in near end points?
I saw Winston style points actually, so I believe that would tell me that would be no. But it doesn't hurt to start off the season with a bang. That doesn't matter what type of point system you're on. Old dude, there's one race that people want to win. It's the Daytona 500.
Very true.
Here comes that 18. I've been most impressed. I believe he deserves the award for jumping out with no matter who or what. He's been trying to get that outside line going. Anytime it's formed, that 18 car has made a way up front. Hey, there's some commotion. There goes the 48 car trying to take a look in the 8 with a block. Oh, off the track is the 37. He gets back on into turn 3.
Oh, man, 48 might have been not smart there.
Looks like his teammate's going to save him and allow what could have been a catastrophic move by the 48 car after trying to desperately ditch the 8.
Oh, man. They're trying to get around the 8. The 8 car.
Oh, they're 3 wide. They bounce off one another, and the 88's around. Big hit to the outside wall. We were on board when that move happened. The pole setter with major damage entering turn number 1, and our big one has happened once again.
And they're racing back to the line, I believe, and it's double wide. 37's trying to inch out the 8 car. Oh, the high-low, he's side drafting.
He did. That 9 is still on the back bumper of the 8.
Oh, the high line just can't stay together. So
coming to the yellow flag. Caution.
Yep.
I'll be curious to see from my vantage point there. We were on board with the 88 when that wreck happened. The 88, they got stacked up on the bottom lane. That forced the 88 car into the middle. And with these guys swerving the way they were, there was just no chance of them being able to enter that corner 3 wide with as low as they were and with the corner coming up. So the 88 caught ping-ponged into the outside wall, and that was the cause of the second big wreck of the night.
So we back under caution for what, the 4th time, right?
Yes. Looks like pit road's going to be open here, and this is going to throw a wrench. These guys still can't make it on fuel, but we'll see if some strategy pulled now can perhaps save people later on. If I'm or one of these top two, perhaps take 4 tires now and set yourself up for a 2-tire stop later on.
How many laps are we completed?
I believe we're going to be less than 50.
Okay, well, still makes it a 2-stop race.
Yep,
Yeah.
47 laps to go. So yeah, you're right. It'll still be a 2-stop race. Question is, can you make it on one set of tires here? Times where it's only times 2. You see the 37 car. He's out front. And that's going to shuffle what I believe was a 4-tire running order for a lot of cars. Everybody taking 4 tires and fuel there. But with the 37 now in control of this race, that spells bad news for the 8. He did not beat him due to strategy. And now that 8 car, I expect, will start on the outside. Key moment in this race.
All right. So we're coming to 46 to go, right? Or it'll be 46 to go when we hit the line.
Yep. And if I'm putting you on the spot there, kid. What's half of 46?
23.
That's exactly what these guys need in order to make it. So if that is going to be the case, then pit road is going to be a busy place, as all the cars are going to need to go down at once.
Yep, we're going to see some fuel saving here. I bet you.
Green flag about to be out, the 37 car. In control.
And once again, the top does not get the memo to go.
Yeah, the 8 car, he had started on the outside. That one of these times before, and he had traveled all the way to the back. This time the 4 car, he recognizes that and has ditched any effort made by the 8 and the 48 car. It's a lonely feeling starting inside the top 10. They are desperately going to barely be inside the top 10 after starting on the front row.
Look who goes to the top with the 4, though, 18. But the 4 car just leaves him out to dry.
Did leave him out to dry right there.
Okay, bro. I feel bad for that 18, man. He's been trying to make moves all race, and he's just had no friends.
And it really had a teammate up front there as well. You see the 11.
It's like, come on, man. I've been making moves, and nobody sees it. You can see I got a fast car, but, like, come on and help me.
Well, I'm surprised by the 48 and the 8. Those guys, as they wiggle a little bit in that high lane, they have still not left one another. So going down with the ship is the 48 car with the 8.
Well, they're like, well, we're already going to be in the back together anyway, so we might as well stick together.
On board with the 11 car, who we see has had some incredible front end damage during this race. Thankfully, that is not currently the case, but it has been a day to forget, perhaps, for the 11 car so far.
Yeah, that front end damage, might not buff out after.
You see, it was a good thing that 11 had kept a little bit of a gap between he and the 16, because that accordion effect, almost, especially in the middle of the corner, you just cannot survive that. Well, depending on your skill in this NASCARHEAT5, it's really difficult to do so, especially in the corner.
Well, the 10 in front of the 4, they're lagging back from the front 3. so they're saving a little bit of fuel. We're trying to build a run. One of the two.
Those
Is
are
that
the
the
Fords.
24 back in third again?
It
Or
is.
stage 1 and stage 2 winner? Uh-oh.
Cleanest Chevy of the day.
Well, he might be wanting to get back to the lead and control this.
Looked like the 4-car wanted to poke out a line right there as we're on board the 18. But Jones, he didn't get a chance to go out there.
Oh, the 10.
Gets bumped out of line. And he's going to the back.
He might have hit the apron and then had that bumper glitch off the 24. And he is sayonara. See you next time. Yep,
that's going to be difficult to overcome there later in this race. You desperately, when track position is key, especially at Daytona, you desperately don't want to be on the wrong end of the spectrum, losing that there late in this one.
Yep, he has dropped all the way to the rear.
And once again, the world's fastest conveyor belt on the bottom of the racetrack there from 1st to 21st. Kind of expected that, though, there, Cade, especially with these guys up front. They know that they have to split. You basically have to make it 23 laps. That stretches your tank of gas just to ensure that you don't have to come back down for the end of the race.
Yep, that is true. I mean, which him dropping all the way to the back helps him save more fuel, but he don't have the track position. If he does have to pit with a bunch of people, he's going to still be in the back. So we have a little commotion in the back.
Yep. The further back, though, that happens, the worse it is for these guys, and more desperate moves are being made. As these guys know that track position is key, and they're desperately trying to catch all that they can. Meanwhile, the guys up front are content where they're running.
Yeah, it was the 8 car that went old lawnmower cutting the grass in the back stretch, and he has lost the draft. So, unless there's another caution, the 8 car might have lost his chance to win the Daytona 500.
And you just said it, how you can go from the highest to highest, from the lowest to lowest. He was leading before that caution came out. Now,
what's interesting is, if you look at 4th place, the 4 car taken, and the 00 right behind him, there's a big gap, or there was a big gap coming into turn 3. It's that 00 again, man. He's like lagging back. He's not pushing, and he's not nothing.
And you have to wonder, I mean, other competitors might take note of that there, and you know, props to him for sticking with what works for him. That his strategy. If he wants to save a little bit of fuel, it's his prerogative to do that in that lane. However, as other competitors, it's also in your power to recognize that and say, hey, let's, you know, if I'm not content with the guy's strategy in front of me, I know that's what he's trying to pull. Let's try and see if I can go around him or rally some troops. As you had mentioned there, talking to those other people like, hey, this guy he's not pushing. Let's get around. You know, that outside lane can be used.
And then what's funny is the 18 hadn't moved out of line in 6th place.
So a bit of a new leader up front, though. The 37 has done a nice job wrestling the lead there, especially after a bit of a strategy call to take 2 tires, and the rest of the field took only 4. As the 88 car is in the wall again in turn number 2. Man.
Not having a good day.
With the exception of winning the pole, it has been a day to forget for the 88 car. Led the first 18 laps. Has not found the lead ever since.
And that battle at the stage, he got put in the wall, and his race just went all down there. And that's put the field up.
Yeah, so, just that little bit has now allowed, although it could be some breathing room, much needed breathing room for these guys if they just start wrestling with one another. They're going to continue to find themselves back in this pack, but now everybody being a little bit strung out has allowed some breathing room.
Oh, 11 and 10, want to make a run. But the 10 leaves him out to try. Wow.
Maybe it's a Toyota Camry thing. That's the. We've seen that happen to the 18. His teammate, though, is able to get back in front of the one.
Huh. Interesting. 48, I think, got the wall a little bit, so he's dropping to the rear of the pack.
Whew. Under 40 to go here.
We got some racing in the back of the pack. The 16 and the 48 and the 42 are 3 wide for last in the pack. And if they keep doing that, they're going to lose the draft. So. But no, they checked up in the corner, and the 16 is able to catch back up, trying to go high.
Speaking of going high, the 24 car gets back in line, and guess who is now in third place, humming along? It's Keegan in that 4.
But the thing is, Tegan's only forward up there.
That's right. He has no help. He's been able to root with authority, though. That is your 2-time defending champion there in that 4 car.
Yeah, it was Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Chevy, and then his closest teammate's in 9th, the 14, and then the 10. Or is that the 41? Which one is it? The 41, I think he wrecked, or he fell off the pace because he's all by himself in turn 3. Oh,
Single car issue. Just don't know if that would necessarily draw a yellow flag, and it looks like it has not.
Not sure what happened there. I just happened to look at the pack and I'm like,
wow, violent up front. The 9 car really had a bad entry entering turn 2 there, and that all but stacked up everybody behind him.
If you want to see some good racing, just go to the back of this pack. Everybody's just jousting for position back here.
Don't know if the 9 car is trying to work his way up underneath the 37. Kill shot.
Ooh.
Trying to pilot this lead pack. Oh, turned out of the pack. The 88 once again. The 48's in. It's the 16 with heavy nose damage. He gets into the side of the 88 car, who finds himself stuck on the banking in turn 1 once again.
I think that might bring out a caution. Oh, the 4's trying to pass. He's up to 2nd.
Wonder if the 8 car was on pit road. If the yellow flag came out, I don't see him ghosted. I don't know if he's lagged out.
Oh, man, they're all jousting for position. Oh, then 37 keeps the lead. Oh.
The 37 car is going to take it.
9 second, 4 third, and 24 fourth. Huh. Well, how many laps is there?
Yeah, let's check that out.
It's got to be 30.
I think the 8 car may have been, he may have left.
Let's see. I can see or not. If I can find him. Yeah, it looks like he has blown an engine, folks. He went from the highest of highs leading this race to now in the garage heading home back to Charlotte with no hopes of becoming a Daytona champion.
Wow, that was dramatic. But it's so true. All right, so pit road is going to be open here. We are still outside of the window to make it.
That's the thing, like, there's really no point in pitting here.
We'll see what happens here.
You can run longer and make that last pit stop a little bit shorter, but, I mean...
Nah, I would imagine, as we see, the 2 was an issue under the yellow flag.
5's mowing the grass in turn 4.
Pit road's going to be open. Crucial pit stop here, but not the last one.
Well, the two guys that wanted to see this caution the most was the 41 and who was the other one? Well, it was the 8 car, but he left, so.
There'll be 31 laps to go, so this opens up that last pit stop to be a 2-tire and perhaps fuel only for a lot of these guys. I'll be right back, though, as soon as this caution flag. So I'll be right back.
Commercial break.
All right, welcome back to the Daytona 500. The field back in the hands of our Stage 1 and Stage 2 winner. OG Predator doing all he can to try and make sure the Daytona 500 is his. Was a perfect weekend here tonight. That has once again dramatically shuffled the running order as far as pit road strategy in the 37 car. Man, it's beginning to feel like you have got to pick a lane or a strategy that keeps you on the inside line, because if you're on the outside, you are not going to be inside the top 10 by the time the field reaches turn 2. 37 car had control of this race, but just like how he was able to take advantage of taking the lead there on pit road, he lost it in a big way there. Meanwhile, the 18 car on the outside lane trying to look for some running assistance, and at the stripe it will be officially 28 laps to go. So about 5 laps away out of being able to make it. Once that pit road strategy there opens up, so okay, do we expect people to necessarily rush in, or are you going to run it dry here?
Nah, they'll run it dry. They all want to run it dry and take the less amount of fuel as they can, so.
Well, you'd still have the least amount of fuel, with you, if you decide to pit. My thing is, though, are we done seeing that yellow flag? I don't believe so. They're already stacking up again.
They're broken up into 2 packs once again. But the 24 has found his way back to the front. Control from the race, so it might be the right time, right place for the 24 to head to victory lane to Daytona once again.
Has a teammate, though, behind him as well, Mike Man in that 9. You see Gar point to the outside to avoid the checkup. Wow, big run by the 48 car who gets to the side, and they all butt touched. In fact, they did make contact with the 48 car. Roots the 42 car into the extreme high lane.
42 car did not like that.
Thankful
some words.
It wasn't more, as we see the 24 and the 9 separate.
think there was a little lag.
There may have been some lag. We have seen that 24 car lag just a little bit.
Oh, they're getting dicey. He's coming to the. It's getting close. They're getting more dicey and more aggressive.
And there's more numbers heading up front. The 4, the 48, the 42, the 18. This was the duo that was able to get it done earlier.
But do they have enough help? That's the question. Anybody going to join them? Can they stay close enough together?
I know Tegan's doing all he can right now, helping that 48 car with the 00, not on the back bumper of the 9. The guys that are pushing in that outside lane are really beginning to make some time.
00's loose. They're coming. 00 got loose. They're coming.
Here goes the 4 of Tegan to take the lead on the outside lane. They're side by side, 3 rows deep.
It's 4 against 3 up front because the 00's all over the place. 11 can't stay with him.
Now the question is, though, they were unable to complete the pass.
The 37
Does the 4
moved
car
up there.
leave the 48?
He might. He just might. But is he clear?
He has
though?
a decision to make.
He is clear. He is clear.
More numbers. The highest amount of cars we've seen all
clear.
day long. The 48 car, he gets to the inside.
The 4 should have went.
He does.
Oh my goodness, what a move.
That's going to trap the 42 on the outside lane. Here comes the 4 with the big block. Almost looked like it was going to be 3 wide out of turn 2. The 42 of Gar now leading that charge in that outside lane, and he has help from the #1 pusher of the day, and that is the 18.
Yeah, the 18's used to the top, that's for sure. He's finally got friends up there.
There's the 37 car back in the wall again, and numbers beginning to free fall in that outside lane as everyone frantically trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack.
Free falling. Yep, it's a 48 and 4 might have the move of the race right now.
We'll see if it allows one of those cars to victory lane as we are now solidly inside that fuel window here. 23 laps to go.
But if you look, what's behind the 4? 4 Chevys.
That's right.
But
and are we done seeing the yellow as well? We know that these guys are going to have to go down pit road.
And that might bring out a caution. And then if that brings out a caution, this race is completely just going to turn into shambles.
You know, I wonder if I'm sent on a yellow flag coming out, one of these guys, perhaps I pit now. I know you'll lose time in the long run to these guys, but if you're banking on a yellow flag coming out, you already make your green flag pit stop here, and you're on pit road. You don't pit at all. You've won this race, or at least put yourself in a great battle toward the end of this one. We'll see what happens if anybody decides to do that.
Going back to the leader's 4 car, he's got 4 Chevys behind him, but he has 2 teammates behind them with the 14 and the 41, it looks like. So, I don't know. It's going to be tough to see. If Tegan can hold off the 4 Chevys, that'd be mighty impressive. But those Hendrick guys, plus the 00, which he's shown he cannot stay very close all race.
Right now, currently, as we're on board the 48 of Weasel there, he has 3 bow ties right behind him. The next car, manufacturer-wise, that would be able to aid Tegan would be that 14 in the 6th position. No friends inside the top 5 right now for that 4 car, who's continually going high in the racetrack there.
I think he's just trying to break the draft a little bit. Oh, the 00. I think 00's been loose all race. That probably might have been his problem. A little bit. 5 goes high and going to the back. At 88, he's made his way back up to 8, so he's
Not
trying.
all is lost for the day.
He's trying to salvage the day after being in, what, 4 or 5 wrecks, and now it is.
So these guys still will have to make a pit stop there. They're about 5 to 6 laps short don't know if that necessarily means any of these guys. I believe that's done easily with a splash of gas. Perhaps one can. I don't think we see anybody take tires here. But the question is getting on and off the pit road. We have not had a green flag pit stop all night long, and it's looking like it could shape up to be the money stop. Tegan in that 4 car, defending race champion of this series in front, the 48 car who helped him get there, riding alongside, saving the most fuel he can behind that 4. 24 car who has won both stages here tonight, the 9, also part of that trio of Hendrick Motorsports cars that are solidly inside the top 5. Just outside of that, as we see a little bit of commotion there through the tribal, is that 00 car. Don't know exactly, haven't talked much about him, and as far as who his teammates are, he's been working well with the Chevrolets, it looks like, but has really not been seen as a pusher at all this entire race.
Which is correct. The 4 and the 48 are going high, which is very interesting. They're all just, are they trying to save more fuel, or letting the guys behind them get to the front, or are they just doing it just to do it, have a little fun?
We'll see, there are some guys trying to make some moves, though, capitalize on that. There's the 2 in that outside lane, as we see a little bit, another checkup. I think the 24 car is indeed lacking. I think that checked up the 9 once again. Clock ticking, laps ticking away here. Everything just ticking, I would imagine, here. Like a bomb about to go off.
Yeah, it's the calm before the storm. But look, everybody's moving to the top of it. I'm like, the front 4,
That's
5 are just
a dangerous game, I feel like, by the 4 car to play, unless he has some of the utmost trust in those Chevrolets behind him. There is the 18 and the 11, some Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas doing all they can. We still have about 11 laps of fuel, so these guys can make it. Another 11 circuits. And as far as that strategy there, as we see the 4 car
pulled up,
he
and
went to the outside,
left.
and now that 48 car is going to take advantage of that. Don't know why Tegan gave that line away.
Oh, he's working with him. He's going to save some fuel now. With the 9, let him back in.
Let's see if that plays into hand as we get 10 laps to go of this fuel run here. 15 to go on the board.
15 to go, okay. So we pitted with what, 24? What was it? 20?
They have 10 laps left of fuel here, so about 13 laps to go is when they were last on. Could be our longest green flag run of the day here as well.
No, it's too hard to save that much fuel.
I don't believe we see anybody save. They're desperately going to have to go down pit road. The question is, do they all do so cleanly? And who's the first on pit road? And I wonder if somebody goes down and if a caution flag comes out. I feel like the winning move might be to avoid that wreck. If a wreck comes out here, I want to be on pit road first. So I might be doing that if I was one of these guys in the back of the pack. There's no harm, and you can get more people on board. I think that kind of drags other people down pit road there in case you do have a wreck. However, once you take more people with your strategy, that lead pack does begin to dwindle down, leading to less chances of a bigger wreck. But the chances are not 0.
Yep, it's Daytona. Everybody wants that trophy. Victor Lane.
Just like that, I saw Facebook saying there, the chances of a shark directly behind you are low, but not 0. See what happens here. It's that Jones boy in the 4. has now been able to settle down to the 3rd place.
The thing is, he's a little closer to his teammates too now. Because he's got
But
his
he's
teammates
sandwiched around
behind.
enemy territory. So that time by, it'll be 12 laps to go. 7 laps to go on fuel.
Seven laps before pit stops. Let's see here. We got the 00. Is that the 10 or the 41 behind him?
41 is in the 6th position there. The 14, that's the next, those are the next 2 Stewart-Haas cars. Behind him, the 88.
Yep.
Trying to
And
rebound there from earlier.
11,
Then the 18.
finish. And then it's the 1, the 16.
And we can kind of go through and just talk about people's days here. Mind Killer just hasn't really been able, he was the outside pole sitter. He just hasn't had the ability really, or luck on his side here today. The 14 has had some issues, but he's still within some assistance he could be toward the end of this one. See a big gap between him and the 00. 24 car, we already documented his day. OT has won stage 1 and stage 2. Great day so far. That 10 car we've seen in the outside wall as well. 00 still not on the back bumper of any car in front of him.
The 14 and the 41 ain't either. Sort of like the 00 is just the mine and part of the minefield. Or like in World War I, they had the trench war. It's sort of like the dead man thrown out in the middle.
11 car, we were on board him. We saw him find the outside wall. The 18, we called him the #1 pusher, rightfully so. Seems to always go to the outside when that lane presents the chance. The 16 is Morris, 1173. He has lost the draft at points tonight here. What can he salvage from this day? The 2, working underneath the 37 car. And Gar also had some good runs there late, just found himself in the outside lane when things were quickly exiting him. The 37, you have to also feel for him. He had a great run, but just lost control of this race by being in the outside lane, and now he's been unable to recover ever since. Already talked about the 42, the 88. Meanwhile, they're all chasing that 48 car with fuel hanging in the balance.
One pit stop looms. We know the Chevys are probably going to pit together. But do you just pit with them, or do you go out and try to pit before them, or?
And remember, with 8 laps to go that time by, seeing on board some of these competitors, we're hearing about 4. Blaster, you've got to get up to speed here pretty quickly, and I believe, if I'm correct, most leagues have a 5 to go, no caution rule. I don't know if that's going to play effect here, but once we get to that 5 to go signal, we would cross over that. That would mean no manual cautions. And black flags are on here as well, so this is the most important pit stop you are going to make, perhaps of the season right now. You need to, your fate is not only in your hands, though, but in the hands of the guys around you as far as being able to hit their marks. And hopefully, you are not run into by another competitor from behind.
If you see this right now, the front 5 broke away.
Yeah, they have all, but there is a big gap between the 14 and the 00. Trying to see if anybody in that second pack there is going to go down pit road anytime by. I don't believe so.
But 00 sort of faded back to bring them back up. So
Fuel light just came on for one of our competitors, that 4 car, so he can make it there 2 more times around.
The thing is, when you just hit 0,
well, yeah, you hit 0 immediately when your fuel light comes on.
Your draft, the draft can hold you
for a little bit, but we do know these guys, pit road is going to be a busy place, if not this time by the very next lap by for a lot of these competitors. And as they get the 5 to go signal, as we see other competitors get on.
Well, 37.5.
There's the 9.
48 and the 9.
All on pit road.
Double 0. 24. It seemed like Hendrick, all Hendrick fitted.
Together, hopefully no one got a speeding penalty.
Fitted with them.
Let's go back up front.
The pack is all spread out. Oh, man. The winner might come from between the people who pitted. They might be together.
We'll see what happens here because the 4 has the big run here.
The 88's coming off. The 9's off. They're by themselves.
And that's going to be good. Let's take a look and see what the 4 car is going to do right here and see what the second pack doesn't have happen to him. The 4 is going to pit right here. Needs not to get run into. And slow down. Looks like everybody was able to do exactly that. Tegan was on the brakes late in that one entering pit road. Hopefully he did not get a speeding penalty. JB, also right behind him. The 1, the 14, all these guys making their second spot. Now the question is who's leading this second pack on the backstretch.
They're spread out. It's the 88, 9.
Here they go. As the rest of the field were on board with the 88 car there, the 9 would be the leader.
Yep.
Where will they go as most of the field is exiting on the bottom of the racetrack?
Yep, they're past them.
Tegan was able to get out ahead. Don't know the
41.
41.
Like the 41 sped.
Yep, he had to have had a penalty there.
I took 4 like a retard.
See what happens here. They the 9 and the 88, they were the leaders
the 4,
out of that second pack.
Caught up. The second pack got together a little better than the first pack. And the 4 takes the lead. It keeps the lead if it stops. And you got the 1. Oh, look at the 1 back up here, the outside pole sitter. We were counting his chickens all hatched, but he had 1 golden egg still.
3 to go, that time by. This will be for the win of the Daytona 500. Tegan in that 4 car, the last the last series defending champion.
Has not won a Daytona 500, I don't believe.
Looking to add more to that storied legacy here tonight. His teammate, though, that 14, trying, would he aid him? Would he aid him?
He probably would.
So does that spoil the party for the 1?
Packs.
2 to go this time by.
And the 18. The 18, the 9, and the 88 are behind them. Oh, the backpack. Oh, man, they're double wide.
And if that second pack, and we don't expect...
They're about 4 wide.
They're going to crash. They are all butt crashing in turn 2.
Yep.
But we're not going to expect to see a yellow flag. Now, the 1 car, he's in enemy territory right here. Does he jump back in line trying to find the other Chevrolets, or does he push Tegan to his first Daytona 500 win? White flag is going to be in the win here. It all comes down to this. 2.5 miles on this racetrack here to decide the season champion of the Daytona 500. Tegan still on the bumper. Excuse me, the 1 car still on the bumper of the 4. He's not been able to get around him.
Trying to root him up. They should have built a run. They're too close together.
Yeah, the outside pole sitter started second. Tegan found the outside wall early in stage 1, lost the draft, able to fix it, rebound, and now use strategy to his advantage.
They're not making a move. They're not making
Kevin
a move.
Harvick won with the last lap pass in that 4 car here. Here comes the 1 car, another desperate look underneath. It won't be enough. Tegan will win the Daytona 500 and gets it done here tonight.
With his teammate. with his teammate right behind him. So it looks like we had the 4, the 14, the 9, the 88, and then maybe the 1 in the top 5 of 18, 6, 2, 7. And then behind them, I'm not really sure. Oh, well.
The Daytona 500 decided by the guy who's won the last 2 championships here in this league, celebrating once again in victory lane, but the first one at Daytona.
Well, the Rams made the Super Bowl.
Oh, there you have it. Some more happy fans in California. Harvick's from California, so all is right with the world. Wait, are the Rams from the St. Louis Rams, right? Oh, no, the St. Louis.
Yep, used to be.
I'm sorry, they used to be. Ah, darn. And that's saying something because I don't ever watch football. So the fact that I knew that they had moved from California, I'm proud of myself. I guess not. I guess they were Rams. Well, you're right. It was San Francisco 49ers. That's what I was getting mixed up.
So our final order looks like it is the Tegan in the 4, Ryan Guy in the 14, Mike Mann in the 9, the 1 of Mind Killer, 5 of Bradley, or the 5th and 88, the 18, the 2, and the 42, 24, 48, 10, and the rest of them.
Big congratulations in order for that 4 car there.
Well,
that was a good show, and I was glad I was able to watch that. I wish these guys the best of luck there all season long. It was enjoyable to see in the Kate. I appreciate you being up in the booth. However, I got to start rolling out here myself. Let's just get ready for work. It'll be a crazy week in the class, but hope everybody was able to enjoy that coming home, and see you guys hopefully very, very soon. Congratulations to Tegan. He is the winner here tonight. Excellent job with that 4 machine here. I know he'll be celebrating here, and I'll catch you guys next time.
see you.